Welcome to Tacacs configuration, Tacacs and ISE configuration on ISE part 2. In this video, we are going to configure the device um, because we have already configured our Tacacs on ISE. So let's see what configuration goes on device. For the sake of ease, I'm going to copy and paste the device, but let's see what configuration we have right now. And I'm say AAA. So 3 line of configuration, a AAA new model which is required for any AAA configuration. I start with the AAA authentication login default local none. This is basically no authentication, because right now I'm using show users. Right now I'm on a TTY line, and the TTY line is not the best place to configure your Tacacs configuration, because you might lock down yourself. So the best place to configure any Tacacs configuration is console, but I would like to use TTY, and as a workaround I am starting with no authentication, and once we apply the right authentication method, I'm going to get rid of this no authentication. And let's see. So to be on safer side, if we in case we lock down ourselves in the router, I'll say reload in 30, that is reload in 30 minutes, and I'll say no configuration modification. Okay, confirm. Right now, right, let's copy and paste the configuration, and we'll go over the configuration line by line later on once everything is working. Just come here and paste the configuration. Okay, configuration is pasted, and now don't exit, say show run IEEE. Okay, and as promised, I'm going to get rid of the default method. So now let's go to verification. So the use case was network admin should have all the access, network operator should have restricted access. That means he can shut down some of the interfaces but not all, and console should have no restriction, no AAA Tacacs enforcement. So let's go back. I'm gonna say clear term, and let's log in as a SSH. Perfect. Let's see, show privilege. Privilege available is 15. Conf T. I can go to configuration mode. Conf T. Integration G1. Exit integration interface G3. It can shut. It can no shut. It can do show version. So basically let me show you the user again. So basically it can do all the commands, it can run all the commands. And let's do the parallel verification for Tacacs here. Right. So for Tacacs log, we go to book center, overview, and live logs. And let's see what is happening here. Network admin authentication policy is Tacacs policy default. That's the policy what we configured. And if you hover over this detail tab and click, it's gonna open the detail report. So it says request type is authentication, status pass, and selected authorization profile is a network admin. My username who requested this authentication is network admin, and after as a result match the authentication policy set, Tacacs policy set, and as a result get network admin profile, authorization profile applied. Okay. Okay, there are some more details. What is the username, what is the radius NAS, sorry, device, not radius, device who is sending this authentication request, the name of the device, the IP of the device, and all the details like which where it belongs, what is the IP address, and this is the remote IP address from where this device is sending request. So basically I'm on my TTY line and this is my local IP address. Okay, authentication pass, good. Now let's look for the authorization thing. Okay, once authentication is passed, whatever command you are applying, it has to authorize. So let's look at the authorization. Okay, request type is authorization, pass, username network admin, match the policy set Tacacs admin, right? Because you remember we applied two things, the command set and privilege, shell profile. So this is my shell profile and this is the match command set, command from device. So when I say show privilege, this command has to match against the applied command set, and the applied command set is full access, which is empty command set. That means it matches everything. So you can find more details here, very detailed one. Okay, and now time to go and do the same thing for operator and see if that restriction is in place. Here is my SSH window. I'm going to exit, clear terminal, and now SSH to device work as network operator. Alright, okay, so let's see who is logged in. Network operator, and let's see what network operator is allowed to do. So can I say show version? Yes, because I can do show commands. Can I go to configuration mode? Yes, I can. Can I go to gigabit Ethernet 1? Oh, command authorization failed. So which interface I can go? Can I go to interface 3? Oh yes, I can go to interface 3. Can I shut it down? Shut down. Command authorization failed. Okay. So we have to check the policy set basically. Okay. Alright. Can do exit, and let's go and do the same verification on Radius server. Okay. What happened in network operator authentication, where I authenticated network operator, here I authenticated network operator. So user is network authenticator, request type authentication, pass, match the policy set, Tacacs policy set, and this is the device IP, the same thing. So basically that's pass. Now let's check the authorization. Authorization is network operator, config terminals, because I'm allowed to do conti, and the same kind of details. Let's see one of the command where it failed. So shut down. See, the manage command set is not matching anything because it's not listed in any of the command set. So what we can do, we can simply go to Tacacs and look at the command set. Policy element, result, Tacacs command set, network operator command set, and I'll say edit. The command is shut down my shut. Let me edit it and say the full command. Shut down. And I edit this permit. Say and save. Let's see. Otherwise G3. Can I say shutdown? Yes. Sorry, because you have to list the right command. And can I do no shut? Yes, I can do no shut. So no doubt about it that the command is enforcing, and we can verify the same again. Tacacs live log. So the latest authorization is network operator issued a no shut command, very detailed authorization and accounting. Alright, now I'm going to show you the console. The use case is console should have no restrictions, no AAA. So let me bring my, since this is a VTY, I'm bring my console, VM console here, and this is the console, and this is my locally username configured. Good. Show privileges. Privilege level is 15. Can I do any configurations? So interface GI1. Yes, I can go GI1. I can shut it down. I can do whatever I want as in console. So can I do show version? Yes, everything I can do in console. So console is working fine. Let's spend a couple of minutes reviewing the configuration. What configuration I applied here, and at this point of time, if you want, you can take a screenshot. So some of the few line configuration is not related to 111, but it's good to have, like your host name, domain name, a locally configured username which console user is going to use, and enable secret to go into the enable privilege mode. AAA configuration, start with AAA new model. AAA session ID, for every authentication request, ISE generate a session ID, so it's kind of identifier for that session. This is the default command. So the first thing what you would like to do is like to create a Tacacs server, your Tacacs server. So in case I have just one ISE server, I named it my ISE, and this is the IP address. Here the IP address goes for the and this is the defined secret key, Tacacs secret key, and this key should match on device and ISE configuration. After that, you're going to create a Tacacs group. In my case, it is VTY access, and server I'm calling the same servers, my ISE, under that group. That means VTY access is has the server my ISE, and if you have multiple server, authentication request will be matched against all the server sequentially, how you add them in your Tacacs group. But in my case, I just have one Tacacs. Then we have AAA authentication login, and I'm using a named method list rather than default one. So my authentication method list is VTY method, and my group, Tacacs group, is VTY access, which is from here. And in case of Tacacs absence, for some reason it is not reachable, or there is any outages, we can always fall back to the local one, local user database. And this is the configuration I'm using to exempt console. So console list says local, that means console, this method should use, this is nothing to do with the actual console, this is the method list, but just to be consistent, I named it as a console because I'm going to apply it on console. So method list console list will use local username and password only, and In case you want to enforce your enable password, you can say AAA authentication enable default enable. AAA, when you do command authorization, you by default it doesn't do authorize commands for config level and sub-config level. So we're gonna say config authorization config commands, and these are the commands for authorization. Again, um, and the authorization should be enabled per privilege level. So in my case, I have two privilege level: network operator at privilege level 1, network admin at privilege level 15. That's why I'm using two of them. But in case you have more privilege levels, you need to define the command authorization per privilege level. And last three commands goes for counting. The counting is very powerful. It gives you whenever any authentication and authorization happen, after that ISE can use start and stop method to have complete information that what a user is doing into the network. Then I apply this authentication method in console and VTY line. For my use case, line console has a different method list, which is basically local, and VTY should have the named method list, and that which is VTY method, and authorization method list. And obviously I'm just restricting transport input SSH, so no telnet and other things are allowed. You can do in case you have to do some troubleshooting, the ISE is the perfect place to do troubleshooting. But in case ISE is not giving you much information, you can always use debug commands on device itself, like debug AAA authentication and debug AAA. Lot of commands are available, but this is not so. I hope you liked the video, and I'll post some more. Thank you.